Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Super Sudokoid, where we have just gotten off the back of what was admittedly a quite torturous episode, and I am hoping that this episode is less torturous. I don't know if it will be, but I'm hoping it will be. That is, I'm hoping we find at least one thing in this episode that proves useful. I am having a gander again at the part of this water that sticks up into this grid because this is tantalizing, although I feel like it can only possibly be useful after we have all the keys. Like just the fact that these two have to be consecutive sort of feels like something. But I did painstakingly go through every cell in this grid and mark the one, and the only one in this grid that's interesting is that one of these two cells has to be a 6 in order for this 7 to be interesting. But other than that, got a bunch of stuff going on that I feel like I've checked everything at some length. And not done. And we don't have any new story beats or anything that we're supposed to do. We have the sealed vault one, and then we've got these two that we've read about hills and stuff. And we don't have any new rules over here. So that is it. We do have this sort of like middling number that's forcing these to be sort of like all of one high-lowity ish of a Renban. Maybe they have a 5 in them. But I don't know that there's anything wrong with that high-lowity being a different high-lowity than this cell, for example. We have quite tortured these possibilities over here. We are sure there is a 1 here on this, on this arrow. Because it can't be 2, 3, 4 for the reasons involving this, which I thought was going to be useful, but I think it turned out it wasn't useful. And we've got these 2 lows down here, of course, but doesn't put a lot of pressure on any of the clues. The world where this is a 6, that's a 7, and so this has to go 8, 9 exactly. Of course, if this is a 7, that's a 7. Yeah, like I don't think there's anything specifically wrong with this being a 6, with these being the 1, 2, and that being the 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a random given 8 here, but I don't think that's useful. We know that this number is at most 6. We know this number is at least 3. I mean, I do know this number is 1, 2, 7, 8, or 9, just based on if this is 1 or 2, then this number here has to be... Oh, and in fact, this number's never 9, because if this is 9, then this is 1, 2, and then that's 9. So this is only 1, 2, 7, or 8. So if there's a 1 down here, then that makes these the high ones. Which is fine, because unfortunately that's the direction it wants to go anyway. I do note if this is high at 6 or 9. Because if this is high, then that's a 7, so this has to go 7, 8, 9, but the 9 is off the grid. If this is low, I don't know that I'm sure it can't be anything. Oh, sorry, it's not a 4, because this number is not a 9. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if I can sort of bash any more of this. I really hope I'm missing something, because this has been a horrifically unpleasant some number of hours of this puzzle. And I hope I am not meant to just be center marking through this German whisper in this fashion, but I just don't know what else I could possibly do. Let's see. Like, it feels like this is so close to telling me something, like that I'm like not quite looking ahead far enough is the problem. Okay, I think I can make this digit a lot smaller. Because if this digit, as soon as this digit is 4 or more, in fact, sorry, as soon as this digit is 3 or more, that digit is high, and therefore that digit's high, so that digit's high, and that digit's high. And so as soon as this digit is at least 3, I've got 3 highs in this row already, and therefore this digit becomes at most 6. So for example, if this is 6, that doesn't work, because then this number is at least 3. 5 here might just work if that's a 1. Of the like at most 6 part. Actually, funnily enough, 5 here doesn't work, because that would have to be a 6, and that would make that have to be a 5. Because remember, we've got our sort of triple of highs in the row already. We could only have this one be high. That would have to be a 5. So this one can't actually be a 5. It's always low. There is your contender for ugliest deduction in a puzzle of a year. There's no way that this is what the setter intended, by the way. I'm just trying to actually get through this. Yeah, unfortunately, if this is a 4, it does make this a 1-2 pair, but unfortunately, in the world where this is a 4, that cell that now looks at a 1-2 pair wants to be high anyway. So it's not a contradiction there. Let's see. But I don't think that immediately tells me anything about this arrow. The pressure just doesn't work quite enough, I don't think. So I think it's fine if this goes 5, 6, 7, and now this is like 4, 2, 6, 5 or something. That's really the problem here, is that I can't quite, like, I'd love to prove this has to be low. Like, I feel like this probably has to be low. But I can't quite prove it, and I don't see anything like screaming at me that it would be useful to look at in here. I've got this whole string of thermo stuff. One of these is a 6. There's like a 1-2 pair here. One of these is a 1, but it feels like it's fine if this goes 7, 8, 9 there. But the 8 could also be there, as best I can tell. And we've got this really tantalizing arrow here, which I think doesn't quite get us there. Like, I would love to know that this cell had to be a 9, but I don't think I quite know that. Certainly if this is a 5, then that's a 3 and a 1, and this is a 9. I don't think I get that for free in any universe. I'm just trying to squint and see if there's some like weird Sudoku thing that I should realize about this, but I don't think there is because of so much stuff going on down here. And I don't think there's any like I don't think I know anything about the inside of the volcano. I don't think there's any rules about that other than the regular inverse thermometer stuff. Yeah, like one of these three is a 7, but that doesn't feel too exciting. Trying to decide if there's some sort of like set argument I can make that tells me that some of this is somehow related to what's over here somehow. I don't think so, but it wouldn't completely surprise me if there was something like that that I was supposed to do here. Yeah, that was automatic. That one's done. Oh, here's a really long Renban. That's interesting. I haven't seen this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cells long. So these cells, therefore, are the remainder of these. So it's a 1. We've already got a 2. We've already got a 3. We need a 4. We've already got a 5. We've got a 6, 7. We need an 8, and then we've got a 9. Okay. So this isn't a 1. So one of these is a 1. So therefore, that's a 3. I've done this correctly, right? Okay. This... I was going to say this 1, 4, 8. Okay, well, this is not a 1 either because it's partially along a thermo. So this is always a 1. This can't be a 4 because this can't be a 1, 2, 3. Just by Sudoku, and because of the fact that this is the high end. If this is the 4, this would need to be a 1, 2, 3. So in fact, that's the 8. That's the 4. So these are a 1, 3. I think we might have found the thing we were missing. So that's a 3 and a 1, right? Okay, good. So these are not 1, 3, or 4. So they're not 2 either. So this is a 9, by the way. There's definitely a 6 in one of these. So this number is... Oh, this number, therefore, is a 7, right? So now these are 2, 3, 4. So now we finally know the high-lowity of this German whispers. So this is a 9 now. Right? So that's a 7. So these are a 1, 2. That's not a 2. This is a 6 or a 7. So this, and remember, in this world is an 8, and that's a 9. Okay, so now this is not a 4 or an 8. But now, yeah, so now this can't be a 7 or a 9. Certainly not a 9, because that would be an 8. But 7 would also require a 6 or an 8, which isn't going to work. 6 with a 5 might work. This is not a 1. That's not a 3. This isn't a 1 either because of that being a 1, 2. So this is a 2 or a 4, which being even means this is odd. So it's a 3 or a 5. So that's not a 3. It's a 4, 5, or 6. Okay, so these numbers are at least 6. So they're from 6, 7, 8, 9. But that apparently makes this a naked 6. I see. Because it can't be 2, 3, 4. So 1 and 5 are out as well because of it needing to be a string of 5 digits without a 5 or a 6. So we actually get that this goes 6, 7, 8, and that's a 5, right? All of that is fine. Okay, good. The 1 in this box is here. And that's a 9. That is unable to be a 7 anymore. Let's see. That's a 2 at least. So, and this is going to be at most 6. So this is at most a 4, but it can't actually be a 4, just by Sudoku. Say 1, 2, 3 up there. Okay, what about this box? These are 4, 5, 6, so that's the 6. These are 4, 5. These are 7 and 9. And these are 2 and 8. Okay. Yeah, so this number's at most 5, we have said, because... oh, wait, no, this number could be 6 if that's 5, right? I think that's true. Feels like ruling out 6, 1, 2, 3 from this should be possible, but I don't think I know how. I think I tried that at some length last time. Okay, let's see if we can do some random Sudoku. So in this column, we've got a 1 and a 2. We need well, we could have a 3 and a 4. Got a 5. We could have a 6. We can't have a 7 because there's nowhere to put it. Could have an 8. This cell can't be 1. Could be 2, 3, 4, or 5. Can't be 6, 7, 8. And could be, sorry, can't be 9. Oh, in fact, one of these two cells is 8, just by Sudoku. And then these have that sort of could be anything they want sort of feeling to them, I think. It's a lot of low digits that are down here. So there's a number that's at least 6 on this white dot, is what we're saying. Because if there's anything lower than 5, 6, then we're in trouble. So these are certainly from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That one's not an 8. That one's not a 7. So that one's not a 9. I mean, that one wasn't going to be a 9 anyway, I guess. So therefore, this number is at least 4. It's not a 7 either. So therefore, this one's not a 9 because that one's not a 7. So this is a 5, 6, or 7. Trying to look at, like, if this is a 5, I think that becomes a 4. Oh, maybe not. Sorry. It maybe works out either way. Okay, so how badly do I have to mess with this? I don't know yet. I guess I know that one of these two cells is 9. And maybe that's interesting. And I know that this is a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not a 3 for lots of reasons. It can't be 7 either because it would put a 6 here. I I guess it's probably worth asking if this could possibly make a length 3 Renban. So I guess that means I need to know what this cell could be. I think this cell, unfortunately, can be like just about anything at once. Yeah, I think the cell can be anything except 1 and 9. But if this were a length 3 Renban, I think it could be 2, 3, 4 without any sort of trouble. Length 5 Renban would include these cells. That doesn't work because we would need to bridge the gap. 4 to 8 is 5 in size, actually. But the problem is this thing has a 3 or a 4 on it. So in that universe, this would be a 4 and a 3. Or alternatively, you could ask where do the 5 and 7 go, and they both go there. So this is never a length 5 Renban that we're making. What about length 6? Is that ever possible? So we've got the 6, 7, 8 down there. And we'd need a 5, 4, 3 here. It looks to me like we could have a 5, 4, 3. That would be the 5, the 4, and the 3. Unless that breaks in consultation with some other beastie inside the grid. I'm trying to check if this somehow one of these breaks. So if this is a 3, I guess the point is this digit is never a 3. Or I guess a point is this digit is never a 3 because it's not going to be part of one of the sums. It's either 1, 2, or it's 2, 4. So there's always a 2 in one of these two cells. So this is never a 2 at the very least. Yeah, there shouldn't be any 2 on the Renban in the case that it's a length 6 Renban. This will have to go for 3 in that universe. Is this just always a 3? Does this being a 4 not work with the... Yeah, somehow this being a 4 I think doesn't work in either case. Because if it's the length 3 Renban, it's these 3 cells. In which case this is a 2, so that's the 3, and this needs to be the 3. Oh wait, sorry, no, I think I'm wrong. Sorry, the other way did not actually work out as nicely. Okay, well, this is never a 6 anymore. This is a 2, 4, or 5 now. Oh, this is never a 2, because the only way that this is a 2 is that that's a 3, except the 2 is there in that universe. So this is actually only a 4 or a 5. Which seems like almost kind of useful, except not really. Yeah, so it's either 2, 4, 3 or 4, 5, 3. Okay, so this is quite restricted in any case. This is not lots of those things, right? This is either 4 in the case that this is a length 3 one, in which case it goes 2, 4, 3, or in the case of the length 6 one, this is a 5. So this is always a 4 or a 5. Okay, I don't quite know what I'm doing with this 4 or 5, but it seems Oh, wait, is it this cell that's never a 3? No. The 2 and that's a 3, or this is a... Oh, it's this cell's never a 5, is what it actually is. Sorry, so this cell's never a 5. If this cell were a 5, then that would be a... Oh, okay, this is much easier. If this were a 5, that would be a 4, and that would not work. So this is just always a 3. That argument had a very strong feeling of, oh, maybe I screwed this up somewhere, but I seem not to have, hopefully. Okay, but knowing that's a 3, does that get me anywhere? Weirdly, if this is a 6, then by Sudoku, that's a 6 because of the 6 aligned down here. But I don't think that's a problem because if this is a 6, that's a 7, so it's fine. One of these two is always a 4, right? Either this just is a 4, or this is a 2, in which case we're in the case where we're adding to 3, and then this needs to go 2, 3, 4. So one of these is always a 4, so that's never a 4. So that is a 5 or a 6, which you'd think would be useful, but seems somehow to be unrelated to these 5 6s. Sudoku-logically, at least. I was hoping I could conclude this is always a 9 or always a 6 or something, but I don't think I can. Let's see, is there some cell that's good to write in here? I'm sure it's interesting how like these could be like 5 6s backwards of each other or not. One of those is a 2. Okay, for the rest of this box, I know they're not 2 or 4, because one of these two is a 2, one of these two is a 4. So these are from 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I know a lot of options. I know a lot of them aren't 9. Yeah, this being a 1 does work annoyingly. Because if that's a 1, it makes that a 4, but that's okay. Yeah, we don't quite, we don't quite have anything Sudoku-wise happening in these digits, I don't think. We're like really close to having something Sudoku happening. Yeah, funnily enough, I know one of these two is 4 in the column as well, but that's not useful either. Okay, is there something going on where I learned something valuable about the connections here across something like the 6s or something? If this is a 6, I know one of these two is a 6. Doesn't seem that useful. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything that tells me that one of these two has to be a 6, at least not that I can see. We've got our coalition of low digits here. Yeah, unfortunately, like learning what this cell is doesn't really help me at all. And I guess if I learn that this cell's a 6, that would theoretically help. Oh, this cell can't be a 6 for the most disgusting reason, I think. if this cell is a 6, then this goes 3, 1, 2, making that a 2. But if this is a 6, then that's a 1 and that's a 2, and those two 2s are in the same row. So this can't ever be a 6. This is just always a 7. Gives me a 9 and a 7 over down there. Like that. So now I've got a 7 in one of these two cells. Again, I'm not super convinced that knowing that that was a 7 made my life better in this particular instance. Trying to see if there's any like way I can buy more out of that argument about 2s, but I don't think there is. 3, 4, 6, 5. If this is 6, 5, it does make that a 6 and that a 5. I do see that. Doesn't sound all that useful, but it could maybe possibly be useful. Someday, possibly. Trying to see if there's some like other like linkage amongst some of these things, but if there is, I don't quite see it, I'm afraid. Oh, this is an arrow. How long has that been there? I don't think that was there before. Okay, so those are a Renban. That seems useful. Okay, it's a length 4 Renban that has a 1. Well, that's just broken. Oh, it's because I made it a length 5 Renban. That's why. It's a length 4 Renban with a 1 on it. So we do know that this is a 3 or a 4. That isn't. So that, by my 8 corner mark, places an 8 there. These are in fact, oops. It's not a 5. This is a 2, 3, 4. It's a 2, 3, 4 triple. So that's a 1. Okay, that was way better than the horrible thing that I was doing. Okay, as predicted. So that's a 2. It's not an 8. That's not an 8. I guess that was already never going to be an 8. It's not a 1. Okay, these digits are, well, one of them's a 6, so that's a 9. They're a 6 and a 5, I want to say. So therefore, this digit's not a 6, because if it was, it would force that to be a 5. It wouldn't work. So this is now odd. So this is even, and this is odd. So we either go 5, 6, 7. In fact, actually, this can't even be a 5 anymore, because we can't go 5, 6, 5. So this is now a 7 regardless, right? And so we either go 7, 6, 5 or 7, 8, 9. Those are my two options, now owing to that 5, 6 cell. No 7 goes there. Okay. You would assume that this would help. Not sure how thoroughly this has helped so far. So we're either doing 7, 8, 9, 7, 6, 5. I don't quite see the connection there yet. The length 3 Renban no longer works because the length 3 Renban makes this a 4 and this a 3, which breaks that cell. So this has to be the length 6 Renban. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 4 and a 2. Everything works. So that's a 5 and a 2. 6 and a 5, 6 and a 5, 8 and a 2. It's already a 4, so this is a 3. That's a 4. 4, 2, 3, 6, 9, 1, 8, 7. Oh, this 2 does not make it down to that puzzle. Do I still inexplicably not know which of these is which? I think that's true. It does, funnily enough, make a length 9. Oh, that'll actually help, actually. Makes a length 9 Renban here, which I was somehow thinking was going to be automatic if it was length 9, but it's not actually. So this number needs to be a 6 or an 8, and it had better be a 6. So that's the 8 and the 9, and that's the 1 and the 2. Jesus Christ. Okay, so then we can go 3, 4, and that's got to be a 5 now, coming back over here. Okay, so that's going to be a good chunk for us for this episode. A lot more progress than last episode. I think we can wrap up there for the day, though. We've definitely made our price. We still have this 4, 5 that's not resolved, but we'll figure it out someday. Thanks to everyone for sticking it out with me. This has been a bit of a rougher ride than the previous one, I think. But I hope to see you next time, when hopefully there'll be a little bit smoother sailing. So thanks, everyone, for watching. Next time, I should remember, by the way, we just unlocked a boss puzzle, so we should do that next time. I didn't even notice as I filled it in, but we'll do that next time. We also found the 8 of the key, so we can fill in that one of these is an 8. It's one of the higher ones. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Be back next time. Bye for now.